Right, I know a lot of you are sort of very interested in how I pack, what I decide to take and that sort of thing. So I'm planning a trip up to the Lake District, which is very brave for me, but more on that probably in a separate video. What I've done is, for this trip, I have decided that I will take the same black, very, very thin foam mat, and that's for sitting on during the day and gives emergency protection for night. Food, you can take whatever food you like, of course, but I've put some food and breakfast into this pack here. It's only a short walk, so I'm not expecting to need a ton of food, and some Ritz crackers there. I've put a fusion meal out. This one is vegetable kung po with noodles. That means it's vegetarian, obviously, and I'm not a vegetarian, so a bit of a boo-boo on that one, but I'm sure it'll be delicious. Right, I normally put what I'm going to wear out in a different room or something like that, and I haven't decided what I'm wearing yet. So just for the moment, I've put a t-shirt there. Right, now then, how I'm thinking of working this system is going to be using 3 sort of plastic bins. It's a bit of a work in progress because this is the first time I've ever tried this system. This bin I've already been into, and what I've needed I've now taken out and put into here. I had put it I know it sounds a bit illogical. I had put it already on top of the bin, but then I thought you're all interested, so let's just go back a step and show you what I'm doing. So this bin, which I won't need for this trip, but I have to hand for the next trip, or in the winter, or next year, or whenever. So here I've got towels to hand, waterproof surgical gloves. Not that I'm intending on carrying out any surgery, but in the winter, when gloves are going to get wet, putting away tents and things, they are indispensable. And unfortunately, I have a stock of those, but anyway, it's a different story. Right, sealskin socks I keep in here now. I was keeping them elsewhere, but stuff that I need for hiking, camping, gloves and hats, I'm now keeping in this bin here. So sealskin socks there. I've got various gloves here of varying thicknesses, mostly thin, sort of medium thickness to thinner gloves, like this type of thing here. I find a layering system is much better for me. So I tend to wear thin gloves, and obviously when it's really cold, make sure you take spare gloves. A warm hat, which I'm not expecting to use. Waterproof mitts. This is a pair of extremities, which I haven't tried yet. I got these from Dave in Cheddar. They weren't too expensive. What have I got hiding under here? And then there's just more liner gloves and things like that. So that's basically what's in that box. But as I say, I've already taken out what I'm expecting to need from that box. So that box is closed and can pretty much act as a table for me. Right, in the grand scheme of things, it would be nice to have one of these 2 boxes empty at all times, but considering how much is in both of them, that's never really going to be possible. But my theory is that I can move stuff to what I actually need, and this will make sense now. Bearing in mind I've already sorted this box out, so pretty much everything in this box I'm going to need, as in that box there as well. So that's my cooking system, so that obviously needs to come out. I've decided for this walk I'm going to bring a lightweight towel for Lassie, pegs for the shelter. I always take an emergency peg. You can use it for a trowel, various other things. If a peg gets stuck, you can dig things out with that. So I always take that. I'm taking my small towel as well. I'll take a pair of sealskin socks for evening wear if necessary. My pillow. I'll take a buff, which I will be wearing. On this occasion I will probably take a slightly warm hat, but only just, more windproof to be honest, and a light beanie, because it's still September, but obviously in the lakes it's going to get cool. I think it would be wise to take a pair of lightweight gloves but that are wind resistant, and backup gloves, again a light pair, but you know, as a emergency. I have sensitive eyes, so I always put glasses in, even in the winter. Waterproof mitts. How long has this taken to mention MLD? But this is a pair of MLD event mitts. Torch, obviously. That's my leggings that I wear for night time. Socks, which I tend to put on at night, more just to keep the inside of sleeping bag clean than anything else, but it does give a tiny bit of warmth. Balaclava, because again, for the type of shelters I use, my head can be exposed to the elements a bit. You know, you're not cocooned inside a tent in most of mine, so a balaclava is useful. Repair kit. First aid kit, 2 dog bowls, obviously one for food, one for water. I haven't used this in ages. I tend to hand hold everything, but I always take it. Small lightweight tripod. I always take Dyneema cord. It's about 5 meters or so. 2 2-litre platypus bottles for water. One 2-litre would potentially be enough by myself, but I've got Lassie, and in the winter you might drink more as well. On this occasion downstairs I have a lighter power pack, but I always take a power pack. So because I'm not taking this one stays in this bin, and you will see in a minute this will be my bin of stuff that I'm not taking. I found my Lassie cam, and I think this trip's going to be a bit rushed for time, so I'm not going to take it this trip, but I will need to get back to trying that again soon. That's a little Cuban fibre stuff sack, which I'm just going to put there, because I usually put my wallet, or some, not my wallet, but credit card in there. I always take bungs for the poles for holding up the shelter. Because I'm in this storage room, it's not very light in here, so I hope you can see okay. Toothbrush and peppermint soap. Peppermint soap isn't as horrible as it sounds for doing your teeth. I usually take a tablet for congestion and things like that. A lead, obviously, for charging things up. Right, I've already filled up my meths, so that can stay there. And in the winter I would take a speaker, but I'm not going to bother with a speaker today. So that's, technically speaking, now is my empty bin. That's what I'm taking. I now need to go through this bin and decide what in here I need to take on this walk. All of the bins up here really are just there as and when and if, you know, I need stuff. You know, pretty much everything I need for most trips can be dialed down to here. And then so if I need, basically, if I want to change and I just want to try something else from my other stuff, then I can come up here. But mostly everything I've got is on hand here. And I've put my mats up here, so I just got to grab a mat from up there later on, and then obviously from over here I just grab a sleeping bag. It's so dark you can't, and they're black as well, but depending on the temperature I'll just grab a sleeping bag from there, and then I can then grab whichever down jacket I prefer from here. I've got a couple of choices there, and then I've got a couple of coat choices for waterproof there, either a Neo Shell or a Paramo. If I've got two Paramo jackets there and a Neo Shell, and I've also got an Event jacket, which is this one here, which I don't wear very often, and an old Packlight, Gore-Tex Packlight. I've had that for years and years. Most of this stuff, I know it looks a lot, but a lot of this stuff I've collected over many years, and a lot of people tend to, you know, sell their stuff. I tend to hoard it, but I have shifted quite a bit, well, some. So I will now have a look at this box here. Okay, let's have a look here. Now, obviously I'm going to need a cup to drink from, so we will keep that. I already have maths, so I don't need a maths pot. That's a puffer for puffing air into stuff, so I don't need that. That's a platypus, 1 litre, don't need that. That's 2 water containers for Lass's pouch. She won't need that on this walk. That's some extra cord. On this occasion, I'm going to put the extra cord in because I think a little extra cord isn't a bad idea. This is a waterproof pouch for taking my Nexus tablet, which I only take in the winter when I want to watch a film or something like that. And I won't be doing that yet, so that then goes in that box there. This is a bug net to go over your head. I'm not expecting bugs, so that goes in there. This is another platypus. I'm not taking that. That goes in there. That's a that's an old stuff sack. I don't know what that's doing there. I might put that over here for going away more permanently. A spare compass. Obviously I've already got one compass out, so the one I've got's enough. Another bung for the pole. I've got 2 already. That's a top for Lass's water. Bog paper, better take that. And obviously with toilet paper, I know it's an unpleasant thought, but with toilet paper, when you've been and wiped, put it in a baggie. And in fact, what I do is when I've eaten my meal, these pouches here are excellent for putting in dirty toilet paper because you can roll it up, seal it and everything. So take your leave your crap, but you know what I mean, but take your paper. Right, that's Lass's waterproof bed. We'll need that. I'm not sure, that's I might want that for the Phantom, but I'm not 100% sure at the moment. Right, where I'm going to be camping in the lakes is remote. I won't treat the water. No need. A series of stuff sacks. I probably need to... I've got so many stuff sacks, I probably actually need a separate bin for the stuff sacks. Because I need to work out exactly what I'm doing there. Map cases. I've got a waterproof map downstairs, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm not taking the Sawyer filter because I don't filter that. On this occasion I won't take Lass's toy. Sun cream, unlikely. Mozzie Guard, unlikely. Talcum powder, unlikely. More water purification if I want to use Aquamira. Won't need that. Anti-glide, no, it's not. It's not used for that. For feet, primarily. I wouldn't expect to use that on a short walk. Spare fuel tablets. I hope that's focusing. Won't need those. As I say, some of this stuff can probably actually go into the boxes above. More spare fuel tablets. I've never had a need for those. More sun cream. A night light. A night light might be useful if you just want a bit of romance or something, but I don't think Lassie is into romance. Our congestion tablets, I've got a couple already. And more stuff sacks there. So again, I just need to sort through the stuff sacks. Toothpaste, won't worry about that because I've got the soap. More toilet paper, we might want that. And a spare torch. Probably worth getting into the habit of taking a spare torch. And then that's it. So obviously now I've got one empty bin, so when I come home, everything that I've used can now go into the empty bin, ready for the next trip. And then I can work my way through this bin on the off chance there's a few bits in there I need. If I keep putting the same things in here regularly, then some of that can find its way up into here. But to be honest, all of these bins are pretty full up here. So that might just have to be a work in progress there. And then that's it. So as I say, I then just have to select a mat, a sleeping bag, shoes, sort the Phantom out, which is down there. Obviously I've got poles over there, which is a bit too dark for you to see unfortunately, but poles are down there. And that really is it. And then if I want to go through food, I've put food in these drawers here. So if there's a zombie, apocalypse or anything, I've got food to last for a little while. And yep, I do think that's it. So now obviously I've just got to sort all of that stuff down into the stuff sacks there, grab a mat, and then it can go into the pack there. And then again I can select packs from there, and then I can sort the Phantom out later on. Obviously the shelter I've brought down ready. I'll take the Super Mid again with the shelters. I've just got them up here, so whichever shelter I want to take I can just grab. The one time I may need to come up to these buckets up here is primarily if I need more fuel, which I'm going to be needing soon, because obviously I'm nearly out there. So I'll need to come up to here for fuel, and I've got pegs, tent pegs and things like that in there. So I might need to grab pegs if I take a different shelter sometime. So I hope that's of use. I'll try and do a proper packing video and what have you sometime or other in the near future. But you know, thanks for watching, and I'll post this separately to my next camp video, whether it's the Lake Statmore or whatever. The principle is exactly the same, and really the kit will be exactly the same. As I say, I will only change it for an alteration now and again, but this is summer, winter, whatever time of year. If it's just me, that's the thing. The only things that will really change is shelter, sleeping mat, sleeping bag, which obviously you can't see because it's black and too dark. So anyway, that's that. I've rattled on far too much now. You've all fallen asleep with boredom. So thank you very much. See you all again soon. And I don't think it was too much innuendo this time. I'll have to keep it up more next time. Bye.